Well, hello. Welcome to Red Suit Interviews. And today we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Johnson.
Johnson.
How are you today? It's absolutely great to see you.
I am fantastic, man. Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Well.
How about you?
Yeah, well, it's been alright. It's pretty good day. Pretty chill. But, no, I'm really excited to get into these questions because we got a lot to ask you. There's a lot of your requested stuff that we also want to get through, and yeah, let's get into this. So,
awesome.
So obviously a lot of people here. There's a large community out there that follow Cool Cat, and especially it's sort of this major cult phenomenon that's happened from Cool Cat. So, have you seen much of this sort of cult following of the movie? Do you know much about it?
Not too much. I know that Derek gets on Twitter and kind of stirs up a lot of stuff. I do know all the stuff that happened with your movie sucks.com, and then a couple other things. But I'll kind of look on YouTube and just kind of see stuff, and that's how I've actually got a lot of people to contact me. It's just because I've commented on videos and whatnot, so I've kind of seen a little bit what's going on, but not really. I don't really follow it. I don't really know everything because I'm not on Twitter or anything. So yeah.
No, that's fair enough. No, it's just an absolutely since 2015 it seems like it's where it's sort of taken off with when the movie came out, the pieces of the movies, and just from there it's just been a massive sort of cult following from it. And speaking of sort of getting that, how did you initially start to work with the Cool Cat character and work with Derek?
What happened was it was a casting submission that I submitted to in March of 2012. We had met then. Actually, ironically enough, today is exactly 7 years ago to the day that Derek offered me the part when we did Cool Cat Finds a Gun, which was the original shoot we did with Vivica Fox and Eric Estrada, which is literally the only thing they've been in. They literally worked for one day. He's been repackaging that footage for the last 7 dang years. So I submitted for it. We had met, and he offered me the part. Originally, people don't know this. Originally, he just wanted me to do the person in the costume. He didn't want me to do the voice. And I knew for a fact, it's like, if I don't get him to let me do the voice, it's just going to be useless. It's like Darth Vader. Everyone knows James Earl Jones. Everyone forgets David Prowse. Who was the guy in the suit.
Yeah.
So I just kind of came up with the voice on the spot, and he decided to keep it when we were shooting. And then we kept in touch, and then, he would keep contacting me like, oh, we're going to do Cool Cat Finds a Gun now, and then the next one, and yeah.
Okay.
So. And
how was it to work with Derek? Because sort of Derek is... seems like half the following, especially for the Cool Cat movie, surrounds sort of Derek and his sort of crazy out there personality and his sort of excitement for the Cool Cat character. So how was it actually working with Derek on these movies?
It's been different each time because he really grew as far as being able to handle himself on set, at least. The very first time that we shot the Cool Cat Stops Bullying stuff, which was with Estrada and Vivica Fox, that was literally his first day as a director ever on set with anything. So he was very green, but he's always been nice to me. We've been on set, and he's actually given me a lot of freedom to create a lot of the stuff with the character, like the walk and the laugh all the time, and just all that type of stuff. So. But other than that, everything is really rushed when we're on set. It's really funny. When he describes a shot and he's talking to the crew about it, this is what he always says: it's just going to be bing, bang, boom.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that now.
When we're even talking about stuff, I'm like, Derek, how are we going to do this? Oh, Jason's going to be real easy. It's just bing, bang, boom. Like, okay. Yeah, that's what David Fincher says. It's just bing, bang, boom, guys.
Yeah. And you talked just then about sort of your sort of involvement with the character. So how much influence did you have with making the movie? Do you with the character of Cool Cat and just generalities with the production?
Nothing with the production. Pretty much all the stuff with the character was me. As far as like the walk, the laugh, he let me improv a lot of the lines. I couldn't even tell you which lines were improv, which lines were scripted. That was kind of about it. I mean, he would show me drafts, like script drafts, when he was writing stuff, and then he would change it. But I never got any input or anything like that. I mean, he pretty much wrote everything, directed everything. So, and then he'll put people down as producer credits if you look on IMDb, but none of those people were ever on set. He's got me down as a producer. It's like I didn't produce anything. I just showed up and did the part.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so that's so it's very so there's like so a lot of what you're saying, so like a lot of the Cool Cat was sort of you just sort of going with the flow of it and trying to work with the that's cool. Yeah. And what?
Because I mean, really, I not want to say anything bad, but it's like he just didn't really know what the character was. I think it was just words on a page, and I mean, even like the original Cool Cat voice, he thought it was very high pitch, and like he just wanted some character just kind of like wave and like, oh hi everybody. I'm like, that's kind of Richard Simmons kind of thing if you ask me. So I don't know, the character kind of evolved like once I was able to just start kind of adding stuff and whatnot. So
yeah. And what was the first time it was like reading the script for the initial first short you did?
Very wordy. I've always felt that the scripts are the words very much spoon feed the audience. It's like it's the same words over and over again. It's very repetitive. So I felt that stuff kind of needed to be shaved down a lot. A lot of it was just kind of tongue twisters. I mean, like for instance, it wasn't my line, but I don't know. For instance, it was like a line in that Maria gives, like, "Oh, we're gonna go get our teachers because they love us and they'll help, and they love us and they'll help." It's like, you just said that. You're repeating the same thing. So there was kind of a lot of that in there.
No, okay. And so, especially from what I said before with the cult following that sort of surfaced, we sort of talked just a little bit briefly about this before the interview in that regard, and just before as well. So have you seen many of the review content from like the YMS or the I Hate Everything and the Ralph the Movie Maker?
I did, but it's been a very long time since I read them, and yeah, I mean, I remember agreeing with a lot of the stuff, and I do know that some kind of nice things weren't said about me, and I just kind of glossed over them. It's like, whatever. I don't want to think about that stuff. So yeah,
that's fair. Plus
people are entitled to their opinion anyway. So yeah,
yeah, and there's a lot of great moments in that movie. Just like for me personally, just when I watched it, was just something was just there at every single point. That just sort of just kept it sort of just interesting. What was sort of the most interesting part for you while making the movie? What was the part, or all the different? Because I guess the movie is just a collaboration of the shorts. So what was sort of the point that stood out the most for you? That was your favorite, or the most interesting, or the most extreme?
I actually liked, probably my favorite stuff was the stuff with the gun section, because I really felt that then I was confident in the character and I was able to start adding all this stuff. And then I got to work with a lot of the kids more, and me personally, that was probably my favorite part. I really felt like the Cool Cat character like was able to connect well with the kids. That's just what I felt. So I felt like that was kind of like the strongest thing. So for me, that was fun, just connecting with, because I mean, I thought the kids were great. And Connor, especially as Butch the Bully, I thought he was fantastic. So those were probably some of my favorite moments, were just being with the kids and whatnot, just all of that. So,
oh, that's fair enough. And have you personally, again with the culture of the people on the internet, have you received any sort of is there anything sort of happened with you with sort of people working on the internet or anything in those regards? How have people come to you about the Cool Cat, and how has this sort of impacted you?
It's been great. I mean, I've had so many people contact me with just all types of questions and positive feedback. It's really been nice. And I mean, I've actually answered people because they've asked me like, "What's it been like?" I was like, "This is the best part." Just talking to people that I would never get to talk to. That have been like, "Hey, Jason, you entertained me," or "This was funny. I enjoyed it." And I was like, "Wow, man!" I was like, "That's great." So that to me alone has been the best. And as far as just like some of the parody stuff that I've seen, I think that stuff's pretty damn funny. So,
no, there is some great content out there, and sorry, I just realized that I was sort of off center a little bit in the camera, so I'm just gonna shuffle over this way. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great content out there with the Cool Cat stuff, but there's also with the great content. There seems to be like a lot of awkward moments with the Cool Cat. So was there any sort of moment where on set, or any, like, what moments were there on set where it was just like, oh, this just feels so uncomfortable, this is awkward? Was there anything like that, or was it sort of just a nice experience?
Yeah, actually, most of the time when Cool Cat has to say "I love all kids," it's the 21st century. I mean, it's a grown man in a furry suit saying that. If this was the early '80s, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it just sounds so outdated. And I know Derek has good intentions when he's wants Cool Cat to say it, but it's just a very outdated phrase. And it just sounds so uncomfortable and weird. So those were uncomfortable. And then that weird thing that I did that people made fun of, that I realized I did in a couple takes, that weird thing where I scratched where everyone thought that Cool Cat was jerking off. My reasoning behind that was because there was nothing that Cool Cat ever did where he acted like an animal, or a cat specifically. So I always thought it's like, there's got to be something that he does that reminds people that, okay, he's like a cat that talks. So I just kind of did this thing, and then where I shook my leg and scratched the belly, and then I regret doing that, and I came up with that, and Derek kept it in there, and that's been parodied so many times, making it look like the Cool Cat's masturbating, and I'm just like, oh my god, what did I do? But
well, I'm just gonna say now we've ruled out half the Reddit for questions, because that was half the questions about why you did that. So many people curious about that. I was going to ask them, but you've already answered those questions. So there's a lot of people out there now happy. And
it was just purely my mistake. It was just, and that was the thing. That was what's kind of was cool with working with Derek. As long as I didn't flub a line, he just kind of let me just kind of do whatever. So, that was always fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still, because there was I think Derek was working on a new movie. Do you have much contact with Derek still?
Actually, we talked on the phone a couple of weeks ago. We have talked on the phone over the last probably 2.5 months, maybe 2 or 3 times on the phone. He's living in Vegas now. I still live here in LA. He's just doing his own stuff. He's doing, I don't know if you've ever saw it, but he's doing the 420 Awards.
Yeah, because I actually was emailing him trying to get him for an interview as well. And he came back and he said, oh, it's great, just working on the 420 Awards at the moment. So can you explain what are the 420 Awards? Because I've seen a little bit on Twitter and with the email he sent back. But can you sort of explain sort of?
Well, for those that don't know, 420 is the police code for marijuana in this country. So usually in the pothead culture, when it's like 420 at PM, it's like, hey, let's go smoke pot. April 20th, there's always pot parties and stuff. So he wanted to do the 420 Awards, like it's like a movie music awards thing. And he originally asked me about doing that, about coming down there. He's like, hey, Jason, I could use you as Cool Cat doing this. And I said, Derek, if you have Cool Cat do that, you're opening a whole new door. And I talked him out of it because, I mean, I don't have anything against, smoking pot and whatnot. People want to do that, that's fine. But for the kid's character, it's like, you know what, man? It's like it's like you might as well just like have him friggin' bust out a 40. It's like, come on, man.
Yep. That's a that would have been amazing. That would have been amazing content. That would have gotten everywhere. That would have been great. And
yeah, I mean, you could even see like all these questions or comments on his videos, like what's next, Cool Cat brand weed, and just like all this other stuff. So yeah.
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 And so, I just sort of forgot my question just then. Oh, damn! I literally had a follow-up question to what you were just talking about. That's it. So with one of the very interesting things with Derek at the moment is obviously his Twitter. Have you kept up much with the Cool Cat Twitter account with what it's tweeting and?
I've heard about some of it because my fiance was following him for a while.
Yeah.
And she was just telling me stuff, and I was just laughing my arse off, and also shocked at the same time with some of the stuff he was doing. I mean, like, I heard that he had basically, in so many words, kind of picked a fight with some reporter of the Huffington Post.
That is possibly one of the greatest reads.
And then when the guy said "F you, Cool Cat," he's like, "How dare you curse out a kid's character?" It's like, how are you cursing out a kid's character? You're cursing out a 50-something-year-old man pretending to be Cool Cat who's played by another grown man. It's like, it's like, I don't know. Anyway. So I do know that he's done that. As far as some other stuff goes, I've just kind of heard rumors.
It's honestly, there was actually, and I just want to know if you're interested in doing this, there was a lot of people wanting you to read certain lines as the Cool Cat voice.
Yeah.
So would you be able to do that just now?
Yeah.
Yep. So initially I put out the call just like, oh, can we just like any lines of that? But some of the most requested ones were actually about the Twitter account with the tweets that Derek was tweeting from Cool Cat.
Okay.
So let me get this up. So let's go with a couple of the tweets. So we've got, this is in response to the Huffington Post article. So he says, okay, "I'll debate you and your ignorant beliefs at any time. Just set it up on a legit TV show. Now get busy." So
you're going to say this, Cool Cat?
Yeah. Do you want me to send these to you? I'll just send them over email quickly if you want.
Yeah.
Or do you want me to just read them out now, and we just do it that way?
You know what? Let me. You just send them out to me as an email. Let me get my laptop out, and I can just open them up that way and stuff. Yeah. I've actually heard that quote that you just said.
It is so good. It is amazing. But let me just get this all sorted up. Actually, just getting this saved and put up, sharing it. Open Safari. Actually, just do this. Gmail. Anyway, so let me just send this to you now.
That's funny that people wanted to hear. That cracks me up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people asking you just to read lines, certain different lines from different things. So a couple of them were the tweets.
Yeah?
Oh, I just got a couple of questions. I just sent the entire question list that we got sent. But if you go down to the bottom of the document I just sent, it'll be the things that people want you to read out. So if we could do that, it'll be absolutely... It's sending through now. It's just finishing. Yep, it should be sent your way now.
Okay, here it is.
Yep, so if you just scroll down to the bottom.
Cool.
So there's 4 things there.
Oh.
So these...
thanks. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So if you could read these in the Cool Cat voice, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to love this, okay?
Okay. Oh, I kind of got to get ready. Hey, everybody, it's me, Cool Cat. Ooh. I'll debate you and your ignorant beliefs at any time. Just set it up on a legit TV show. Now get busy. Ooh, we have to watch out. That fake news media will try to suppress our Cool Cat campaign to make America cool again. Yay! Wow, what a terrible thing. Hashtag Uber Eats. Driver front door and doesn't even knock. Just walks away.
That is perfect. Amazing.
Nice.
That is beautiful. Do you want to read there was another one, the Reddit comment, just the one above that?
Oh, I didn't see that one. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, everybody. I'm Cool Cat, and you're watching Your Movie Sucks. Thanks, everybody. And remember, Cool Cat loves you, but not you.
Oh, we've got it. We've got it. This is beautiful. This is heaven. We have hit peak velocity right now. This is full memes, full love, full out there. There's going to be a lot of people loving this. So, anyway, so like I said before, we've got a lot of user-submitted questions right now. And so, I guess I'll just go through them. We'll go through them one by one. And just go read through them. And I'll probably find some other ones if we've got time to do it. But I just sort of thought these were sort of the highlights of them. So, anyway, we'll...
Oh, yeah. Yes, I was disturbed that Daddy Derek wrote himself to be married to a furry cat. Yes, I've been very disturbed. I've always wondered that. It's like bestiality, man.
Yeah, that was... Is it the same fursuit for the mum cat and your suit? Was it the same suit? Or was it two different suits?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the same suit.
Yeah, because that was...
It's the same suit. In fact, too, there was a couple shots, trivia for those of you that don't know, there's a couple shots in one of the movies where he didn't have the actress there to fill it. So I'm sitting there on the couch, and he's got his arm around Mama Cat. That's me in the damn suit.
Oh,
that's weird, man.
That is
uncomfortable.
Classic. That is top level Derek Savage content right there. What? How comfortable?
What is this?
Yeah, alright, we'll go from the top just so I can keep track as well which ones we're doing. So the first one was just about like some drama and stuff like that. We'll skip that one.
Okay.
But so then we'll go to what does the inside of this the suit smell like?
He would put some type of like Febreze or something in there, but to be honest, if he didn't clean it, it smelled like me. It smelled like a nasty, sweaty Jason Johnson. In fact, yeah.
Well, actually, just speaking of that, do you have any of the memorabilia or anything like that of the Cool Cat stuff?
No, more.
That's a shame. Anyway, so next question. So it's a bit of a stinky suit, I guess, or was it, or Febreze within it, or?
Yeah. He would do something to clean it. Yeah.
Fair enough. What was the weirdest thing that Derek has said and done? That was asked by, what was it? Totes Reach. Okay, TBH. Totes Retard TBH.
Wow. Okay. There's one thing that I want to say, but I don't know if he said it to me in confidence, so I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Well, one of the weirdest things he said was the girl, what's her name? Jessica Salazar, who plays Maria. He was saying, like, I can't use her anymore because, she's gotten older because, she has, he said, tits now. Sorry if you have to bleep that. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Don't worry, we don't have to bleep when we're recording it because this will go up on YouTube. YouTube's fine. But the radio, we're cutting small segments for the radio thing.
Yeah.
that is top quality thing just there. Another question by a kind. I'm gonna, because that's probably a rude thing to say. Did you have fun?
Yeah, there was some fun times. It would get tough sometimes, but there was some fun times.
Okay, and by Dark Knight Gamer 123, what was the general vibe atmosphere on the set?
Uh, it depends. On the very first day of shooting, when it was Vivica and Eric there, it was a lot more of a professional set. It was the largest crew I've ever seen on one of his sets. The fact that he had two C-list stars, whatever. So it was a lot more kind of everyone's trying to kind of be on their A game, I guess, so to speak. And then once we came back for reshoots, it was just, I don't know, it was relaxed, but it didn't have that same kind of extra level of professionalism that it did that very first time. You know, and I don't mean to say that like in a bad way. It's just like, oh, you know, Vivica and Eric aren't here. We don't need to, you know, look so prim and proper and try to, I don't know, do whatever. So, yeah.
Speaking of, do you know how Derek knew both Erica and Vivica and both of them? Sorry, I just mind blinked just then. He did not know them beforehand. I know that he had a lot of help from the original casting director. His name was Paul. His name starts with a D. It's like D-I-N-H or D-I-H-N. It's something like that. It's on IMDb. But he had gotten Vivica and Eric. And from what Derek told me, I could be wrong on this, but I think that it was originally supposed to be John Schneider, you know, who was on the Dukes of Hazzard. He was supposed to do the Eric Estrada part, and I think he backed out the last minute. If I'm correct, I could be wrong, but I want to say that Derek said it was him. And then he had to scramble and get Eric, which again, that was from that casting director. Okay. So, yeah. And how was it working with them? Like, what was their general sort of same vibes working on set with them?
She was real nice. I don't really remember talking to him too much. He mostly talked in Spanish to the girl Jessica. So I'm sitting there in the suit, like hearing him say to her, you know, oh, it's okay, mija, and, you know, stuff like that. So
okay,
I didn't. Yeah.
Well,
so, and I did see him like smoking a cigar in his Rolls Royce after we left. I thought that was funny.
Oh, that's classic. Okay, because there's a general. Yeah. Okay, so there's a general theory that they were actually drunk on set, but
they seem that way. They could have been. They could have been.
Oh, that would have been... That's priceless. Anyway, so, question here, a very serious question, by A Crowd of Murders. If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
I don't know. I haven't been in that situation. I don't know.
Would it be easier if I said taco or hot dog? Which one?
I guess I would eat myself if I had to, yeah.
Okay, question by Andman17. Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, just to be able to sit here and talk about this with you and just hear all the people, you know, wanting to know all this stuff, it was worth all the BS for that, absolutely. To see how many people have been entertained by this train wreck is worth it, damn straight.
Okay, that's a great way. That's amazing to hear that it's like that was worth it. By Simple Ambassador. Hey Jason, you like to boogie woogie?
No.
No, you don't like to boogie woogie?
No. Oh my God, I don't know what he. I'll tell you this. Derek used to always get on me. He's like, you know, Jason, you got to shake your butt more because the kids, they want you to shake your butt. They ask me all the time, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, who are these kids? Where are these kids? Show me these kids.
That is so with the music video, because the music video seems like
God.
Yeah, the music video, especially when you're on the green screen and all that, or whatever it is, that sort of opened up the floodgates to the amount of internet parodies that surrounded you. How was it?
Yeah.
How was it shooting the actual the music videos?
I say it was just ridiculous because I mean it was all improv. There was no crew. There was basically Derek's whole idea to use it as filler for the movie because it was like he would call me up like every few months, like, "Oh, I'm up to 65 minutes now. If we do the music video, it'll be 70 minutes now." So it was just all filler, and it was just very ridiculous. I mean, I felt like an idiot doing it. I just tried to have a good attitude. I mean, it was just hokey.
Yeah, and so, were you the one who was singing in the song?
No. I don't know. But you know what's funny, though? Derek's the one that does the Cool Cat Rap Master. And when we were on set, I told Derek, I said, Derek, everyone's going to know that's you. Oh, they're not going to know it's me. They're going to think it's Cool Cat. How are they going to think it's Cool Cat? It's like totally different voices. I mean, it's like...
Oh, that's
Yeah.
classic. No, I just remembered as
Yeah.
well. One of my favorite parts of the movie was the Hollywood tour. Oh, or was it the floats or
Yeah.
whatever going through that? So can you sort of just go
Yeah.
through that experience and tell us what happened there? Was that you in the studios doing that then?
Yeah, what that was is that was for the Hollywood Parade section, which part of that was an actual movie that's called the Hollywood Christmas Parade that they do every year that they show on Lifetime. But the stuff with Cool Cat by the Floats, that was just just Derek just having me do that stuff, and that was basically all improv. So for me, that was pretty cool getting to see the Ghostbusters car for the first time, especially seeing the Smokey and the Bandit car. I thought that was great. So just for me, just being a fan of a lot of those movies, that was fun. Being Cool Cat, being a fan of that stuff. I mean, but again, it was just very rushed, run and gun. Hey, run over there real quick, do a take, and that was basically it.
Yeah. How? Yeah, I get what you mean with that. And how was it running down? Was it like the red carpet or thingy of where it was just you running down the stretch where everyone was sort of on each side for the parade thing?
Oh my god, it was terrible. It was friggin' awful. I mean, I was exhausted. I mean, I was completely exhausted. I mean, it was. Oh yeah. And he was just like, "Oh, run some more." I'm just like, "Are you kidding?" I mean, I felt like he almost had a whip, like Dance Monkey.
Well, I feel like if Animal Control was around, they would have definitely been worried there was a dangerous animal on the loose. And,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's great to hear. Anyway, let's move on to some other viewer requested questions. So, by Trefoil93, if you died on set, would you have wanted to be buried in the suit?
No.
No.
Absolutely not. No. No.
Not worth it?
No. I mean, no. No. I don't want family and loved ones to. I want them to know me as me, not the friggin', the cheetah on steroids kind of thing.
Fair enough. What if, then you can have maybe you'd have like you'd have your death twitch and maybe do like the, what do you call it, the scratch thing, what you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that we've already asked all about the Twitter. Now for the next one, DarkBeast27 asks, is the voice hard to do and does it strain your voice to do it?
It depends. I can't remember certain specifics, but after a while it does get straining. Yeah.
Okay. And so we've actually got a couple of questions here by Billy Bob is watching. So if Billy Bob is watching, we're asking your questions. What does he think about YouTube poops? So sort of people, how do they think about your edit collabs, I guess, about how people have edited your stuff? What do you generally think of that?
I mean, I haven't really seen a whole lot of it, like I said, but I mean, what I've seen, I think it's pretty funny, and people are free to do what they want with it. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't stop people, so yeah.
Well, that was actually. Do you know much about? Because it's actually quite funny because Derek. Did you hear much about the drama with what Derek was doing with a lot of the reviews that came out with the people reviewing and talking about it, and how he made a video talking about like copyright claim and whatever. Did you see him?
Oh yeah. I do know about that. Yeah. That's just ridiculous. I mean, anybody that gets in this business, whether you play music, whether you're a filmmaker, an actor, an actress, whatever, you're going to get criticized, and you just need to just suck it up. I mean, look at George Lucas, for God's sakes. Look at how many people criticize him over the prequels, and he still kept going as a filmmaker, you know. And you just have to toughen up and take it, you know. And if you don't want to read it, don't read it, you know.
That's fair enough. So did he speak to you about it? Like, did he try and sort of gauge what you sort of thought?
No. He really wanted me to, you know, be on his side about it. Just like, oh, we're going after those, you know, cockroaches and all this whatnot they're screwing with our movie. And he would keep like saying, oh, when they're talking bad about you too. I'm like, you know what? It's like, if they are, I really don't want to hear it. I mean, I can't stop people from doing it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to hear it just because I just don't need to just think about stuff like that, you know?
No,
so
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one by Billy Bob is, what does he think about the TV/video game console version of YouTube? I guess that doesn't really matter for that one. What was his favorite part of the movie, and how much fun did he have during the filming? I guess we sort of touched on this if you want to touch on it again, just specifically for Billy Bob is watching.
Yeah.
So,
one thing that I did really enjoy, I will say, probably the first day of shooting, getting to work with Vivica and Eric, I thought was great. Just to like work with like actors who are more known than you is always nice. You know, whether they're jerks or not, it's still like, well, hey, at least I got to work with them, you know? So, yeah.
Fair enough. And he's also asked here, do you play any video games, or do you have a favorite game, or do you enjoy playing games or anything? And because then he follows that one up with, would he be open to the idea of voicing a Cool Cat video game or Cool Cat parody?
Absolutely, I would be.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'm pretty sure you might get a lot of responses asking about, can you do this, can you do that? Because I actually... Have you done much sort of stuff talking about, like, do you have... Because your showreel's been shared around with, on sort of the Reddit and stuff like that with your other work. Have you considered sort of doing, like, even opening up, like, a YouTube channel to do Cool Cat sort of, like, related stuff on your own? Or even just talking about the movie?
I thought about it, but it's like at the same time, it's like I'm really too busy working right now. It's like, and to be honest, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do something where it's like, it's more like I'm getting hired to do something. I don't have to do something like on my own. And I mean, I've been there trying to set up my own stuff before, and it's a pain in the butt, you know? It's like, I'd rather just show up on set and just be the actor and like, okay, you go here, you go there, say this, and like, there's your trailer. You're done for the day. Bye. You know. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. But I respect people that do it. I mean, these people that set up their own stuff and shoot and edit their own stuff. I mean, that's great. I mean, I tried doing that. I mean, I went to film school. I mean, I did a lot of that stuff, and it's freaking exhausting. So, and I'm too tired to do it.
Fair enough. Because I think even if you just like set up something like, do you know the website Fiverr?
No.
Basically, Fiverr is a website where you can, basically people can pay you it's like a sort of contracting thing for small-time jobs, but it's sort of things. If you had a Fiverr thing of like, I can do the Cool Cat voice for whatever line you want, I'm more than certain there'd be a lot of people who'd be very much interested in that.
I will definitely, I'm going to look into that, and I will do that. Hey, anybody that's watching this, I will whore myself out for Cool Cat lines. Just email me. There you go, man.
No, I think that would definitely be a thing if if you definitely wanted people would definitely want you to say certain lines. Obviously, you don't want to say all the lines that people, because a couple of the ones that people wanted you to say were probably inappropriate, but whatever.
You know what I used to do, for those of you that don't know, when Derek would want me to like do like mic tests and stuff, I would always make Cool Cat talk in German.
What does Cool Cat talking in German sound like?
Yeah. Guten Tag, my friends. Ich bin ein Cool Cat.
That is classic. Now we're inclusive to the German audiences here. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't speak German as much as I used to, but yeah.
Fair enough. And okay, let me just get some other ones up, just about, because we just sort of burnt through them, and I think there's a couple of other ones we could get to. But is there any other Cool Cat stuff that you know is possibly going to happen in the works? Should we be excited for any other Cool Cat stuff happening in the future?
I mean, I would like to do stuff, but again, it depends on Derek and getting a budget together. I mean, Derek has never gone to a producer or anybody for money. He's self-financed everything. So I think the films, if he wants to continue them, I think he really should find a real investor so they can invest some real money to make some more, because I think just doing it this kind of nickel and dime shoestring way, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of run out of gas, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, especially in that regard.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of reading. There's so many questions here just about the leg shaking thing. I forgot how many there actually were.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Zachy Boy just asks why. Just very ambiguously, just why. So if you want to respond to that one, you can, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, it was weird. And like, I remember, like, after watching the footage, I'm like, oh crap, why'd I do that? But I don't know. I have no idea.
That's fair enough. Do you just working with the kids on set? So like, there's a lot of questions here about like, where is Butch the Bully nowadays and stuff like that. Do you know, like, it's probably a long string. Do you have any sort of contact, especially with the movie or
no? No, I don't have. No, I haven't seen anybody since I saw them on set. Yeah.
Maybe we need a Cool Cat reunion going.
Yeah.
Cool Cat reunion. That's at the 420 Awards.
Yeah.
Talk to Derek. Get Derek to set up 420 Awards reunion, because this is what we need. This is what the people want. People want Butch the Bully on stage at the 420 Awards.
Yeah. I know.
Anyway, here we go. That's a lot of the music one. There's a lot of people who refer to him as Daddy Derek. What's your opinion on that?
You just, a grown man just can't ask somebody to call him daddy unless it's your own child. Otherwise, you're doing it behind the door, a closed door of the bedroom. That's it's just, I just cringe at that phrase, Daddy Derek. It just, it's like dad, you know?
Yep.
Come on.
Daddy Derek. Well, it rolls off the tongue, and it's obviously stuck very, very, very well with the communities out there.
So, it has.
So I guess it actually,
has.
in the long run, it's a good branding measure.
Yeah.
But the weird, another thing that's sort of like a frequently asked question on the Reddits in that regard is, have you had any sort of interaction with like the furry communities over your performance as Cool Cat?
No, I've never. If I've met a furry, they didn't tell me they were a furry.
Interesting, because there's a lot of questions here about furry-related stuff as well. Nothing.
I do know that Derek told me that people contacted him about like licensing it out Cool Cat for like furry porn and stuff like that, and of course he wouldn't do it. So, which I can understand. So,
yikes! That's a big yikes.
Yeah.
So, there's a question here by CoolCat7777777777. How loud did you have to do the Cool Cat voice to be heard on the camera through the suit?
Well, I mean, probably about as loud as like we did it just now, or I did it just now a few minutes ago. I mean, he had it mic'd up and everything, so
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a lot of things about the itching thing.
Okay.
Did he? Did Derek ever ask you to consider going to conventions, especially in the furry conventions or anything like that, to try and promote it?
No. The only thing we did a couple of kind of promo things. A few years ago in the city of Burbank, they had some type of event for like the fire department and the police department, and he had brought me in there, put me in the Cool Cat outfit. He had brought the actress Jessica, who played Maria, and he had brought some Cool Cat DVDs and some books, and he just had me there, just kind of just trying to help promote and sell DVDs. And other than that, the Christmas parade, and that was kind of it.
Fair enough. We got two good ones here about Derek. Is Daddy Derek Even Human by Mabby O'Rick, or so is Derek human?
Yeah, he is.
And what's he like off the camera? Does he seem like the same as he on camera, or?
He's basically the same. Yeah. I mean, those things.
He doesn't have a cat wife in real life, but.
No.
Yeah. No, not that.
Yeah, he's basically the same. Yeah.
That's fair enough. And oh god, okay, that's a bit weird. We got here scroll. Oh my god, there's a lot of. Here we go. Do you think Cool Cat is actually cool? That's a lot of them as well now.
I think he's okay.
He's okay. Well,
he's okay.
With that, who do you think would be in? Because I saw that, I can't remember where I saw it, but there was a question of, who do you think would win in a fight, Black Panther or Cool Cat?
Cool Cat.
Cool Cat? Fair enough. What's happening here? Oh, can you just close that one down, Jack? Just close that. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, thank you very much. Was there anything that you said that I don't really feel comfortable sort of talking about? Or like saying on set? Was there anything in the script that you were just like, you know what, Derek? Can we cut this out? Because it just sort of seemed a little...
I would say there was a couple of things that I've seen that I think should have gotten cut out. Like, for instance, there's this shot when Cool Cat runs off to like stop the kids from doing graffitiing, and like it cuts to the two girls, and Maria's saying something like, "Oh, Cool Cat's brave," and the other girl, she's looking at Cool Cat, she does this kind of thing, and it's like, what? Like this kind of, I'm like, aren't you a bit young to like be doing that?
To be swooning over a man in a costume, yep.
Yeah. But that wasn't me. That was just something that was put in there. So it's the only other thing I would say I was uncomfortable with was I didn't like the idea of getting on that three-wheeler thing. Oh, I didn't like driving the car. That's one thing I did not like doing. I hated that.
That's that seems like it would have been a bit difficult with the mask on, with trying to get around.
There's no peripheral vision. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So we
and definitely running during the Christmas parade. I hated that. Oh, I forgot, walking up and down the stairs. I did not like doing that. He always wanted me to do that fast, and
No, didn't like walking up the stairs.
And having to pick up objects. If you watch those movies, any object that Cool Cat has to pick up is very precariously placed on the edge, and it looks so fake. And I would always tell Derek, every time I'd read something in the script, Derek, he's not going to be able to pick this up. Originally, like he wanted Cool Cat to put on like a leather jacket. I'm like, Derek, the gloves aren't going to fit through the sleeves. And he wouldn't believe me until we were on set, and I was like, I told you. So and then like every time he had to pick stuff up, it was a nightmare. And it's just, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just get this up. So, we sort of briefly talked about, you sort of sent in an audition tape. So what was the audition process like? So what sort of questions were you sort of urged to ask about, or sort of, what was the audition process or conditions, or...
It wasn't really an audition per se. We pretty much just met over coffee. We had a phone conversation, and we decided to meet at a Starbucks. And he brought me Cool Cat books so I can read them and just kind of like get an idea of everything. And that was kind of it. So I mean, I was very excited when I was originally talking to him about it, because he had first mentioned, hey, if you do this, it's going to have Vivica Fox and Eric Estrada in there. And at the time, I was like, oh wow, it'd be great to. I've never worked with a C-list actor or whatnot, B-list actor. So yeah, that'd be great. So,
no, that's awesome. Okay, so it was a very sort of simple process. And where did he initially put out the call for the role?
I guess it would have been March of 2012.
No, like where? Sorry, like where was it? Like posted online, or was it?
I'm sorry. Yeah. It was either probably on Actors Access or LA Casting. Those were like the two. There's probably new ones now that actors use in LA, but yeah, those were like the two main websites. So it was probably LA. It's probably most likely LA Casting.
Fair enough. Well, there was one guy on the thing who basically said that who threatened me to ask this question if I didn't, he would do something to me. So, have you seen Gotti and Chips, the 2017 remake?
No.
The John Travolta movie that was last year, or was it the...
Yeah,
and the Chips movie.
John Gotti, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. No, I haven't seen those ones. Well, I'm sorry, Kevin Spacey's Garage. It's he didn't see him. What was the next one? What was it? Here we go. Are you gonna go to the 420 awards just as yourself? And if so, who's your date? Is it gonna be Daddy Derek?
I'm not going to the 420 awards.
So is it gonna be what is the 420 awards exactly on again? Like, is it just about pop culture? Is it?
I guess it's mostly about, he has the categories for music and movies, and he's supposed to just have this award show at the Eclipse Theater in Las Vegas, and he just has and I guess he has like this comedian that's hosting, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to do it. He was originally supposed to stream it live. I don't know if that's going to be happening. And then anybody that gets nominated and wins, it's not like they're going to show up. So, I mean, it's just going to be like a room full of, Las Vegas drunks. I mean, I don't get it.
Well, that's I guess that's quite interesting. So we got another one here. What is Cool Cat's thoughts on the feline AIDS crisis? Terrible. Alright, I'll ask this one. If you could ever, if Cool Cat ever made a sex ed video for the youth, would Jason also be providing his penis in the video?
I think I provide my own.
Yeah, fair enough. Was the fursuit comfortable? That was another one. Was it sort of itchy? Was it comfortable?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, it's actually pretty comfortable. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. When we shot when Cool Cat finds a gun, all that stuff was shot in the winter, and we were outside a lot, so it was like 30 degrees, and I was like, nice and warm in the suit. So,
that's okay. What have you seen Derek's video on? Because there's a lot of questions also about this, about Derek's gun safety video. If so, what are your thoughts on that video?
Wow. I give it to him for I do think it is an important subject. I definitely give him that. And I think that his heart is in the right place. However, it just comes off just so silly and comical. And it's funny to watch. And I know that somebody had mentioned something like, who would want to take advice on gun safety from a man like in a bro top or something like that? I thought that was funny. I thought that was a funny line. I wish I could remember the exact line, but it was funny. So it's hard to take it serious. And then too, with those reenactments, they were just very silly. So I think it's kind of like Cool Cat. It's the message is there. It's just done in such a very silly way. It's kind of hard to take serious.
I guess it was. He just sort of seems like the most, I want to say just like he's just got such like a genuine sort of just like there's nothing that he's sort of trying to hide or anything like that. There's just always just something, always just like a massive amount of genuineness from him with anything he does.
That's true. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. We'll wrap it up with last couple of questions here. Do you have PTSD from Cool Cat?
No,
not at all. So this question's here. It says, "What's up with Cool Cat's singing voice being a normal voice, while his talking voice is whoa cool, wow?"
Well, that's obviously because it's not me singing; it's somebody else singing. Like I said, I know that Derek did the Cool Cat Rap Master thing, and I don't know who those other people are singing. I have never met them. I don't know their names. I don't know. I know that one guy, I guess, is Hispanic, and that's it. I mean, I've got no idea who he is.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
No.
I guess we'll wrap it up there because we've just sort of hit the hour mark, and we'll probably finish it up. But anyway,
All right.
Thank you, Jason, for hopping on and having a chat.
Thank you, man.
This has been an absolute blast of an hour. There's a lot of people out there who are going to be. There's going to be probably some clips out there, especially with the reading some of Derek's tweets. So if you ever, I honestly think this would be a great opportunity just to read Derek's Twitter or the Cool Cat Twitter and just have them out there because a lot of people would love that. But anyway,
Absolutely.
Is there anything that you're doing at the moment where people can find you or do anything or check out anything for you?
No, not really. Not really working on anything new. So yeah. I mean, if anybody wants to, just message me or whatever. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm not really working on anything. So
that's fair enough. Well, I think we might actually,
Yeah.
if you're up to it, we could probably organize something else in the future with possibly even bringing in more people to have a talk and maybe even have like a multifaceted sort of interview talk if we can possibly organize that.
that's cool.
And we'll try and organize something like that. But anyway, people watching, check out the other Red Suit interviews at the YouTube and on the Twitch TVs, and also check out Phoenix Radio if you're in Brisbane, Queensland, because this will be on it very soon. But anyway, thank you, Jason. It's been an absolute pleasure. Now, now this is my personal one, could you give Cool Cat speaking outro for the Red Suit interviews? Just saying like, whoa, you're watching Red Suit interviews and thank you for watching, or something along those lines. I'll let you improvise. You're the actor. You know what to do.
Okay, yeah. Hey everybody, it's me, Cool Cat, and you're watching the Red Suit interviews with my friend Ryan Croxford. Yay! You know what, Ryan? It's been awesome talking to you, bud, and I hope all your friends out there enjoy your show, because you're a cool guy, and you know something? Red is Cool Cat's favorite color, and it's also Jason Johnson's favorite color. And you're watching, and have fun, everybody. Bye-bye!
Thank you out there. Go watch Cool Cat. Go watch all the shorts. Go watch everything. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.